Hello, friends. Hello, everyone. After a long time, yeah. Okay, cool. I thought of doing a Kubernetes, video series for next couple of days. They're just showing the practical of Kubernetes, what Kubernetes does, and how can you orchestrate an application. We'll just take one sample application. We will just we will just do a complete postmortem in Kubernetes. What are the various components of Kubernetes? All those things. So before that, we will just explain you about the basics of Docker. Okay, in this video, I'm not going to explain you the concept wise. Maybe I will explain you about the concept wise in due course, maybe in next couple of days. But in this video, I just want to explain you about the installation of Docker and what are the various tips and tricks of Docker installation. Yeah, so let's go with that. First of all, yeah, before we talk about Kubernetes, I want to talk about Docker. So that's why I have to show you guys the how to install the Docker and all those things. Yep. Cool. So, anyways, again, I'm using AWS for this series. So I'm gonna click on Launch Instance, Free Tier. I'm gonna choose Amazon Linux 2 AMI. So I'm just click on Select. So I'm gonna choose T2.micro. So just keep it as it is, and then click on Add Storage. Click on Add Tags, and I'm gonna give name Docker Amazon version 2, and then click on Next Configure. And here I'm just using my own security group. So launch. Okay, I don't want anything. I mean, I don't need a keypad because I'll be using EC2 Instance Connect. If you guys are new, maybe it may not be aware of for you people. If you guys see my old videos, then you should be knowing what is this EC2 Instance Connect. Okay, cool. So now let's yeah, so this is the instance which I'm going to install Docker, and I will also show you how to install Docker on Ubuntu as well. What are the various ways of doing it? Yeah. Okay, before we, okay, let it get it initialized. If you see in the instance status is pending, let me refresh it. Yeah, the status check, it still shows initializing. It will take maybe 2 to 3 minutes. In the meantime, if somebody asks you, okay, what is the latest version of Docker, which just come here, just type Docker release versions in the Google, and then you will get the first one, Docker release notes. Click on it. And then click on Docker engine, and then here we go. So this is the latest version of Docker which we have, 20.10.13. Yeah, so this was released on 10th of March this month 2022. But here in this Amazon version 2, when we download the Docker, I don't think we would be getting the latest one, which is this one. Okay, this is we would be getting something like 20 dot maybe 20.10.7 or 20.10.6. Okay, so we will look into that right now. So Docker Amazon version 2, I'm just hitting on connect. Click on connect. Okay, so first I'm gonna update my repos here. Okay, great. Okay, how do you check whether Docker is installed or not? If you type Docker, enter, no. So it means Docker is not installed. Docker hyphen version, no. So Docker is not at all installed. Okay, and also you can always verify somewhere in this folder, cd space Docker. If you get anything, no, you don't have it. And also there is another folder, cd. Yeah, okay, these are all the things. Okay, if you type Docker, if you're not getting anything, it means that Docker is not there. Now, just for this Kubernetes series, as you know, if you know Docker Kubernetes, it's very easy. It's not so tough. So that's why we're gonna spend some couple of videos on Docker, and then we will move into Kubernetes. Yeah, cool. Now, this is the how will you check the which version of Linux? Cat etc system hyphen release enter. Yeah, this is Amazon Linux release 2. This is a Karu is the nickname for this. And also the K8S hyphen release. I think this is also another command. Yeah. So this command will give you us a little bit extra things. Okay, so basically, Amazon Linux Release 2 is the one which we're using. Okay, now I'm gonna install the Docker. So what we're gonna do is the easiest way. Yeah, I mean, if you go to Docker engine install, if you hit on this, the first one you will get the link, click on it, and on the left side you will see installation per distro. Click on it, and then you will see all the various ways of installing on various flavors. Okay, so this Amazon version 2 is based on RHEL. If you click on this, it'll give you what are the various ways of what are the various ways of installing Docker in various methods actually? Yeah, but I'll just want to show you that the easy method is sudo space yum space install space Docker. Just hit enter, and then it will install the Docker. Yeah, and the version which you are gonna get it right now is here. You can see 20.10.7, which is nothing but 20.10.7 is this is not the recent, obviously, because the recent one is 20.10.13. So 20.10.7 is gonna be this one, which is released on 2nd of June 2021. Okay, but if you want the updated one, the new one, then you need to follow these the other steps, which I can cover it later in the next video. But for now, yes, so this is the version which you're gonna install, and then with the Docker you are gonna get a lot of dependencies as well: containerd, libc group, pigz, runc. Maybe I can explain you all these the concept wise later. Yeah, cool. Now I mean, is this okay? It's asking. So just hit Y and then hit enter. Then it will install the Docker with 20.10.7 version. Great. So now Docker, just type yes. You're getting what are the various options. You can use it for the Docker commands, and also if you want to see the version, Docker space hyphen hyphen version. Yeah. So Docker version 20.10.7 is you have got. Now if you do cd var lib docker, see you got the folder is also got created, var lib docker. Earlier it was not there. I can explain you this the folder, why we need this var lib docker folder, maybe next couple of videos. Okay, so this is the easy way of doing it. Okay, now if you want to run some container, for example docker run hello world, I will explain you these things in detail. Okay, you are getting this message whether the Docker daemon is running or not. So what you have to do is systemctl status docker. Okay, so the active status is inactive, it is dead. So what you do is you have to sudo systemctl start docker, hit enter. Now systemctl status docker, now it is running. You have to add a groups as well. I'll talk about it in next videos, no problem. So for now the Docker is running. Yeah, now if you want to do docker and then run and then hello hyphen world is one of the image. Okay, you're getting getting this error because we did not add we did not add the username ec2 hyphen user into the Docker group. So for that, sudo user add and then docker ec2 hyphen user. Okay, that is a wrong command. 1 minute. User add. Okay, sudo user add ec2 hyphen user docker. Just give me a minute. Sudo forgot, guys, just give me a minute. Okay, this is a command user mod hyphen a hyphen g, and then docker ec2 hyphen user. So now what I'm gonna do is, now this has been added, so I'm gonna exit out and then I'm gonna relog in again. So click on connect. Then if you type groups here, so you got the groups. Your ec2 hyphen user has been added to this docker group. Okay, now if you type uh, status docker is running. Okay, now docker run hello hyphen world, hit enter. See, so now it's just, I mean, you don't need to know all these things right now. This is just to show you that yes, the docker commands are working after we installed it. Okay, cool guys. Now the next one is this we installed it in what, Amazon version 2. Now I'm gonna install it in, let's do it in Ubuntu. Okay, so click on launch instance free tier, and I'm gonna go for Ubuntu here, enter. Though I'm gonna go for 20.04 version, click on select, try new, configure instance, click on add storage, and then next name, and then this is what, docker, I've just mentioned Ubuntu, and then click on next. So I'm going to choose the same security group, and then click on review and launch. I acknowledge, and then okay, now we're gonna install the docker in Ubuntu. It was a easy way of installing the docker, but we have other ways of installing docker as well. Yeah. Okay, now this is the Docker Ubuntu. If you open this installation method, on the left side you have something called install on Ubuntu. Click on it. Okay, so here we have various ways of what are the things, what are the methods you have to use for installing the Docker Ubuntu. I mean Docker on Ubuntu. Now let's do this. I'm gonna connect to this Docker Ubuntu. I'm gonna hit connect. Okay, great. So first of all, let me update the repos here. Okay, now the repos are updated. If you type Docker, no, it's not installed, but rather in Ubuntu, it's asking us to, it's just giving the command to install the Docker. Okay, so this is the easy way again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with the easy way, docker.io, because it's itself giving sudo apt install docker.io. So I'm just hitting on enter. Now what happens is this will download all the Docker and dependency files. I'm gonna hit yes, and then it will download all the files here. Okay, now the Docker is installed. I'm just typing docker hyphen version. Okay, now if you see, we got the Docker version 20.10.7, I think, which is, I think in Amazon, I'm sorry, in Amazon we had what version? I forgot 1 minute. I think it's 20.10.6 or 20.10.7. Docker hyphen version. Okay, it is the same. So it is the same Docker version 20.10.7. In Ubuntu also, if you use its own command, that is whatever the command which this command I'm talking about, sudo apt apt install docker.io, you're also getting 20.10.7. Yeah. So this is the easy way of installing, easy way of installing Docker. And now docker run hello world. Okay, we are getting the same problem here. So what you have to do is you have to sudo user mod hyphen a hyphen g, docker is a group, ec2 hyphen user is the user ID. Okay, I'm sorry, this is not the ec2 because this is the Ubuntu is the user ID. So what you have to do is we have to use Ubuntu. Now it has been added, so I'm just exiting it out, and then I'm gonna connect back again. Is this the Linux? 1 minute. Okay, Docker Ubuntu, hit on connect, hit on connect. Okay, cool. Now Docker run, hello world. Okay, here we go. So I'll tell you the process, how this, what this and all works later part. But for now, we have successfully installed the Docker on Amazon version 2 and also on Ubuntu, the easiest method. Yeah. But now there is, but when you install, so what is the version we are getting? We are getting default, we are getting 20.10.7. Okay. But here, if you go to this, this document pages of Docker, so here on the left side, you're getting install on Ubuntu. Okay, so let's take an example on install on Ubuntu. Okay, here we go. Now here, say for example, you're not following the, for example, apt get docker install dash y. If you're not, if you don't want to install this Docker, or if you don't want this 20.10.7, if you want some older version, so what you're gonna do? How are you gonna do that? So that is what I'm gonna show it to you right now. For that, what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna click on instances. I'm gonna click on launch instance again, free tier, and I'm gonna choose Ubuntu. Okay, enter. So Ubuntu, I'm choosing 20.04. Remember this 20.04, and then click on select t2.micro, add storage, next, and I'm gonna give some easy tag for identification. Docker underscore Ubuntu manual, something like this, and then configure security group. I'm gonna choose app security group, review and launch, and then launch instances. Okay, now what I'm trying to do here is there are various ways of installing Docker engine. When I say Docker, it means Docker engine or Docker daemon or Docker server. Yeah, so people, when they talk inside the industry, when they say Docker, it means either it is Docker engine or Docker daemon or Docker server. Okay, now install Docker engine on Ubuntu. We already saw the easy way. Now forget about the easy way. Now the second one is it's saying prerequisites. Okay, in order to install Docker on Ubuntu, you can only install Docker on Ubuntu on these many flavors. Flavors mean these many various types of operating system. If you remember, I told you 20.04 here. So say for example, when you click on launch instance, okay, when you search Ubuntu and then if you hit enter, see, you got 20.04, 18.04. Okay, likewise, this is the version, okay, version of Ubuntu. Now here it says 20.04 and this is the nickname. Focal is a nickname for this Ubuntu 20.04. For 18.04, see, we have 18.04. For 18.04, Bionic is the version, I mean nickname. So likewise for 21.04, 21.9, 10, it's not available in Amazon yet. The maximum, the highest one, it's available till 20.04. Okay, cool. Now, yes, we have passed the first prerequisite, right? Because we already chosen, I'm going to cancel and exit. And I'm going to choose this Docker Ubuntu manual. And here if you see, we got this 20.04 and it's still initializing. So let's wait for a moment. Okay, let's hit on connect and then hitting on connect. Okay. Now, so we are going to install on this one. So this prerequisite is completed. Now, I'm gonna choose. Okay, what is our architecture? Is it on x86 or 64 or AMD or blah 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 blah? So how can you check that? So for checking that, obviously, whenever you're launching, you will be able to easily, for example, when you hit on launch instance, free tier, and then say, for example, I'm just choosing Ubuntu, hit enter. So here it just shows 64-bit x86 or ARM. By default, I've chosen x86. So obviously my machine which I've connected right now, it's all in x86 only. Yeah. So which is this one, x86 64. So now just scroll down, and if you want to uninstall any old versions, you can run this command. Okay, so I'm gonna run this command, but anyways, there won't be any. See, if you type docker, it's not there, just asking us to install it. But just for safer side, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy and paste that command, Control U. So this is the one, Control C, and then Control V. Yeah, so it will just try to remove it if it is there, but it is not there. Okay, that's why it says unable to locate the package. Cool. So this step is also completed, and it just says storage driver. We'll talk about it later. Now, installation methods. There are three ways of installing the Docker. Okay, the first one is if you see you set the Docker repositories and then you can install it from them. So this is a recommended approach which we're gonna see right now. Okay, so cool. So before you install Docker Engine for the first time on a new machine, you need to set up the Docker repository. Afterward, you can install and update the Docker from the repository. So what you're gonna do is I'm gonna run this command sudo apt get -update. Here we go. apt get update -y. So this will be done. After that, I'm gonna run this command sudo apt get install cs certificates, and I'm gonna run all. I'm gonna install all these utilities here. Okay, so that is done. Now I'm gonna Control V and then hit enter. So that is also done. And now I'm gonna add this official GPG key. So just copy this and then paste it. Control V, hit enter. So that is also done. Now use the following command to set up stable repository to add nightly or test. Now you need to understand, you need to do a quick reading on this. Just right click on this, and then you have three varieties of releases here. Okay, so if you scroll down, there is a three release channels. Okay, one is a stable, test, and nightly. Stable is nothing but it just gives you the latest releases for general audience. Okay, for all the customers. Okay, after your bug checking and everything, so you will get the stable channel. But the test channel, that is like it is for it is ready for testing, and it's like a beta version, that will be available for all your developers, and before it goes to the general public, it will be available for other testers. So nightly channel gives you the latest builds of working progress for the next major release. So there are three channels you need to be when you understand this: stable, test, and nightly. Okay, remember that you can always read this document. It's very helpful. It will just give you what is stable, how the version is handled. For example, let's see the stable one here. If you see the stable one, the version details will be like this. See, for example, 20.10. 20 means year, 10 means month. Okay, and so likewise we have test, we have nightly. Okay, cool. Now where are we right now? Right now we are yeah. So we completed the curl step as well. Now let's go to the next one. Use the following command to set up the stable repository. So now we are going to set the stable repository. Yeah, for this I'm going to copy this command. I'm going to open it in Notepad++. See this? Okay, this is a command which I'm gonna which what exactly this does is this is a command. Okay, if you guys know, you should know a little bit of Linux for this. So for now, just copying this dpkg print architecture. So what this does is this will just print the architecture of your Ubuntu. So it will give you, it is AMD 64. Okay, and then if you go to this location, yeah, if you go to this location, so you're coming here and then you're going to this, and then if you remember, focal is our 20.04 nickname. Click on this, and here I'm gonna go for stable, and here I'm gonna download download our binary folders, binary things in order to install the Docker. Yeah, so that is what we are mentioning here. and then lsb hyphen release hyphen cs is nothing but just copy this, just paste it, just to show you what exactly this is control v. So this will just give you the nickname of the Ubuntu 20.04, which is focal. Okay, and here what exactly this does is this will just create the structure, create the repo. That is what we are talking about. It will create the repo in this location. Okay, so for now, if you see this, I'm just checking whether this file is available or not. So control C, and then ls minus l, control v, hit enter. So that is not available right now, but after you run this command, what happens is it will set up all these details here. Okay, in this location it will automatically create a file, and then it will set up the repo details. So that is what we're going to do right now. So just copy this, control C, and then open it. Okay, I'm sorry, control v, hit enter. Okay, cool. Now if you type ls minus l, see, this file is created. Now if you want to see what is the content of this, so cat enter, say whatever we have mentioned in this command, it just came up here. Okay, so that is also done. Now what is next step is we're going to install the Docker engine. So for that you have to run this. So this step is done, guys. Okay, see, install set up the repository is completed. Okay, now we're going to do the Docker engine now. So for that, sudo apt get -update. So run that, -y, enter. So that will be updated. Now after that you have to run this command, sudo apt get install docker cli, enter container.deo. Okay, before I do that, now in case if I run this command, we would be getting the same 20 dot, what is this, 20.10.6 or 20.10.7. Okay, but if you want something else, say for example, if you scroll down this page, if you run this command, yes, it will install the latest stable one. Okay, but if you want a specific version of your Docker engine, what you need to do is you need to run this command, guys. Okay, apt-cache Madison docker-ce. So just see this, control V. Now it just gives you an option of everything. This is the version 20.10.13, 20.10.12, 20.10.11, 20.10.10. So if you want specific version, you can go and install it. That is one. For example, if you want 19.03.15, you can always install it. But for now, let's test it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this command. Let's see what we get actually. Sudo apt control V, hit enter, and then hit yes. Okay, great. Now Docker version. Let's see what version we get. Oh, okay, great. So we get the latest one, 20.10.13, which is good. We got the latest one as per this, see, 20.10.13. But if you see the older in Amazon Linux version 2 and in the Ubuntu, the easiest way when we got, I think, 20.10.6 or 20.10.7. So this is also another way of doing it. Okay, now let's say for example, Samir, we don't want that. We want a specific version. In the sense, what you have to do is you need to mention in a proper format. Let me show you how to do that. Just scroll down a little bit. Yep, here. So if you want to install a specific version, then you need to add a specific version. This is a command for that specific version. Okay, say for example, let me open a notepad and then, okay, so here, see here what I did right now is I ran this command. Okay, I ran this command and I got the latest one. latest version, which is what, 20.10 mm, 13, right? 20.10.13, 20.10.13, yes. But if you don't want 20.10.13, you want something else. So how do you check what are the various versions we have available? You have to run this command, apt cache madison docker-ce. So I'm just running this command again, control V, hit enter. So you got, this is the one which you got installed right now. Okay. Now I want something like, okay, 19 point, these things. So how can you do that? So I want this entire things, that's what I'm saying. So let me go to notepad plus plus and I just want to save it here. So here docker c, the version name, I'm going to change the version name. So I'm going to copy this entire thing. Let me check the page again. Okay, so this is a version name, control C, and I'm going to copy the version name here, control V. Okay, and then docker CLI version string again, I'm going to copy the same thing. Okay, now if I run this, what happens is I should get 19.03. So let me try and let me test it. Okay, so here we go, control V, hit enter. Yeah, it's saying something. So let's see whether it's working or not. I'm just downgrading myself from 20 to 19. um Okay guys, so let's see whether it's really reflecting or not. Wow, it is reflecting now. See, Docker version 19.0315 now. So there is no more 20. So this is really handy for you people. So just make sure you just follow the same. And then what else? Yeah, so just to check whether it's working or not. Yeah, the hello world image is working. Just pulling it and then it's working fine. um I think that's all for this video. Maybe I can explain you about this another step of installing, maybe in the next video. But for now, just to kickstart the Kubernetes, I want this Docker to be alive. So these are all the various ways of installing the Docker. So just so tomorrow we will just talk about Docker images, Docker containers, and Docker all the concept wise and also the practical wise. Yeah. Thanks, guys.